All right, good evening, guys. So it's June 30th. July is right around the corner. It is 8:33 p.m. Next week's looking sketchy just because the holidays. No one's going to be around. People that are in funds are going to be off, and that are at banks are going to be off. Retail, a lot of retail is going to be off. But before I get into this, what I'm watching. Two major things that I'm watching here, an ETF and a stock. The ETFs is obvious. Come over to ZTradez.net. Check out the terms and conditions page. Agree to it. Read our disclaimers as well. Agree to that. Nothing I say is financial advice. Not a thing. Before I get into, well, I actually just, I'm going backwards here. I just did get into it. Let's actually get into it now. I'm getting caught up in my own words. Let's look at SPY. Let's start there. You experienced traders know what I'm saying. That body, the fact that it was able to suck back up, that is bullish. You know, and it wouldn't surprise me if we decided to just keep blowing up. Right? Wouldn't shock me at all if this shooting star just means nothing. If overall, if you look at the trend, it's very bullish. It can, you know, sometimes when there's bearish candles, candlestick patterns, that's hard to break those. But when there's just candles, it doesn't matter. Anything that's going, look at the top right-hand corner of your screen. And not something like this, just below it is such a bullish trend, just like this. Just moving right on up, right? Something that goes vertical, it can't do that forever. It's going to come vertically crashing down. Something that's trending on like a direction like that, very bullish. If we just draw a line through all this and take a look at it, right? That's pretty bullish. It's right below the top right-hand corner of your screen. It can just go and go and go forever and ever and ever and ever and ever like that. Look at that beautiful 1, 2, 3 reversal with the bodies getting bigger with the last one, the longest one, hitting this EMA. That's why it's always important to check out the higher time frames, guys. So if this body placement, if it had closed at the end of the week, Friday, right before close, that's when you look at the weekly candles. Just like at the end of the day, last 15 minutes, 10 minutes, you look at the candles. It had closed down there, that would be bearish. The fact that it sucked back up, it's not above that body. If it was above that body, it could continue. I would be very confident it's going to continue. That trend is bullish. That usually is going to probably override this shooting star, although that's almost a neutral candle there, but pretty much a bearish candle. I want to look at some other things here. We got to count it up. The trend's bullish, and that almost pretty much overrides everything else. Let's take a look at a daily. Let's just see what's going on here. Look at the volume average down here. That's a pretty big bar. Let's take a look at it. So now we've got one bull, the trend. That's a strong bull. All right, we've got a bear here. Two bears. The last two, well, I would say the shooting star, not last week, the week prior, is a bear. We've got a strong bull present. We got one bear present. Now another bear present. Let's take a look at the 4-hour. I've noticed on the volume average, the second candle's bigger usually. There's going to be a reversal whenever it's smaller, and then one ending in the end of the day is a little bit bigger and they're kind of lower. You usually melt up, which we did for a very long time. Into the next day and almost when the numbers came out Friday, right? 1, 2, 3 reversal right here. That is bearish. The selling into close was bearish, although it was the end of the quarter, so we could just rebound, right? Keep in mind, guys, it's Canada Day. I know, we Americans don't know. I'm 37 years old and I just found out about it today. It's like their version of the 4th of July. Those people didn't have to fight a revolutionary war. They're so lucky. Let's go ahead and to all my Canadian friends watching this, let's take a look at Caterpillar. Let's pull this up. That is bullish. That is bullish. 1, 2, 3 right there. We could reverse a little bit overall. I think we're going to push on Cat. Look at those volume bars, especially at the end of the day. Let's take a look at it on a daily. We're also going to take a look at this on another time frame. That is massive. When we had one over here, we dropped for a little bit. We have a big one, just like when we had a giant red selling volume candle right here. The following day, we dumped for a while. I want to take a look at Caterpillar on, whoops, let's see if I can pull it up here. Okay. I want to take a look at Caterpillar on weekly time frame. Look at this. I charted this out. If we decide to continue to melt up and go bullish, even if we're running flat, I think CAT could boom next week. This is Trend Spider. Great for long-term charting, in my opinion. Look at it. Just look at that RSI right there. Beautiful. This thing wants to go. We closed a hammer on the monthly. Almost an inverted hammer right there. This thing could really, really push. I wanted to go back. Actually, you know what? Let me pull up Trend Spider again. I want to pull up SPY again and look at the RSI. Let's pull up the weekly here. Sketchy. We need to pull back. RSI divergence. RSI was very high here. SPY was there. SPY went higher, and RSI is lower with reversal candles. Monday's a holiday for Canada. That's going to mess things up. Wednesday is the 4th, which the fact that it's falling on the middle. Why can't it fall on Saturday or even Sunday? I'd rather fall on Saturday or even a Friday, right? Friday would be perfect. Friday or a Saturday. It has to fall on Wednesday. So the whole week's a wash going into it. That's why I'm only covering two things. I'm looking at Caterpillar and SPY, right? We'll pull up the Qs. And I expect Thursday and Friday to be horrible. Let's pull up QQQ. Ooh. Look at the body on this one opening lower. That isn't good. That is not good. Hold on a second here. Let's pull up SQQQ. Obviously not on a weekly. Closed a hammer. Not that that means too much because the indicators don't work out too well on a TA because it usually goes down unless it's bearish TA like that. That's something that could work well because its default is down. It's kind of pointless drawing this. Again, it's a inverse fund. That's how these things are. That's stupid. I shouldn't even draw this. But if we pop up quite a bit on any of these inverse funds, I'm going to be shorting SQQQ heavily. You can imagine if we did this going back all the way into April when this was $42 and it's $8 right now. I may be moving off of, that's going to be another video here. Imagine if you did it up here. Just back in 2019, if you held one short, you just went short on one on a pop, right? You'd be at 21.07 minus $8 would be your profit. Right? It was never that price. It was, you know, they reverse split it, so it's skewing up the data. I'm thinking out loud and I'm getting off topic. I do that a lot, guys. Let me go ahead. What else was I looking at here? It wasn't Tesla. I want to pull up Tesla. I don't know what time frame I charted this on for it to be so sloppy like this. I really have no idea. I may have been on a different time frame. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. We can ignore all that. Just pretend that doesn't exist. Let's go back over here on a weekly. Pretend none of this exists. That looks like absolute trash. Let's go over on a daily. Oh, there's that bear flag I drew. And this thing got hammered afterwards. Let me go back to a weekly here. Let's elongate this. Let me move my chart over. I'm not really seeing anything here other than the fact that we're smacking into some EMAs. Let me remove this because this is really messing everything up. I need to see this clean. Let me just draw some stuff real quick here. You know, if it wasn't for that piercing down there, screwing everything up, this would be pretty solid right there. That kind of screwed a lot of stuff up. Let me go ahead and draw this. See, that would have fit perfectly right there. Just like that. Right? Because you want it to tap as many things as possible. Look at that. That would fit perfectly. Let's move myself. Kisses 1, 2, 3, 4 times perfectly. But I'm not going to count that. That TA is just way, way too off. At the end of the day, though, we've got two EMAs right here, and it looks like we may pull back. Overall, I really think Tesla's going to reverse, especially when if and when they release the robo-taxi. That should send this thing flying, right? On top of all the data they're going to be collecting with for AI and their use of AI. I'm bullish on Tesla in the midterm a little bit. It'll have pops and drops. Their PDE's kind of pretty much out of whack. Overall, in the future, I'm very, very bullish on Tesla. The rest of the companies, EV companies, are just going to be a wash, in my opinion. Rivian will make it because they've got a lot of people backing them. But overall, SPY looks sketchy, guys. SPY is what I'm looking at for possible downside. At some point, that bearish divergence may play out. And Caterpillar, that is some clean TA right there. That looks beautiful. If you guys like this content, make sure to like and follow for more. Link to the Discord is completely free to join, is in the description below. Again, tomorrow's going to be a pretty crummy week. Monday, we may be moving a bit. Tuesday should be good. Thursday and Friday, I expect to be awful. I expect those days to be awful. So, see you guys in the Discord.